All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. Okay. Prayer meditation. So I've been doing prayer meditation. Well, I mean, I do that every day, but what I'm trying to say is that um, there's like something that keeps coming to my mind and kind of piggybacks on a lot of stuff I've been talking about. Um, these and it just goes. It's a scripture from the Bible. I won't say which scripture because I don't want y'all really reading the Bible. I should have said that. Anyway, um, these words that I speak, the words that you speak, the words that people speak over you, the words that come out of your mouth, the words that go through your mind, the things that you think about, all of the things that go on. And then I say to myself, what? These words that everybody speaks, their spirit and their life. So the words that we speak and the words that we continue to speak, and people keep coming at me because of my stance on voting. And I understand it, so I read all the comments and all that stuff. It is what it is. But when we keep playing the victim, and this goes kind of to what Akon was saying, I just don't think Akon said it the right way. And so right now I'm trying to say it the right way. Okay? The words that you speak, they are spirit and they are life. The words that you speak, because why? Because you are God. The words that other people speak over you, they are spirit and they are life. So you gotta, I remember one time we were in a revival in the church, right? And so one of the church mothers, somebody said something, and I didn't even really hear, but she went off. Like she went completely like crazy, right? And I was just like, and in church most people don't do that. And so, they bring the other ladies come and, comfort her and they're like sitting there and they walk her out of the sanctuary. And so I kind of followed behind because I worked for the bishop, and so I kind of followed behind just to make sure everything was okay. And when we got into the hallway, it was like she was like, "Y'all gotta watch what you saying. You gotta watch what you say. Watch your mouth." And she just, she was just reaming everybody out, and I was like, "Why is she not done?" And then, because she said everything that you speak it has life. Everything that you say, it has life. So I get I get it. I mean, I get it. But here's the thing. We play the victim too much. And it's not about voting or the system. And let me break this down too. The system was created by Africans, Alkebulans, Moors, black folks. The system was created by us. It was just stolen and used against us by force. And it wasn't stolen and used against us, peacefully. It was done by force. So I'm not trying to say that there's nobody that's guilty here. What I'm trying to say is that the victim card is overplayed. Because you can speak things into existence, and you can the universal law of action, right? You can take action and put things into existence. And I think that what happens is that black people as a whole, we play the victim, and we're content because we've been the victim for so long. We're content. We've been the victim since 1619. And so we're content. We're content with playing the victim. And we've played it so long and we've been indoctrinated into it for so long that, that we just don't think. The first thing that comes to mind is victimization. The first thing that comes to mind is not really freedom. the first thing that comes to our mind is not really freedom. The first thing that we speak out of our mouth is not freedom, not declaring our freedom, not declaring our sovereign rights as human beings on this planet that was created by the Most High. It's not it just goes on and on. Just like, first thing I get up, there's all kind of stuff in my inbox or all kind of stuff on my timeline and stuff like that about, well, what is Ruth Bader Ginsburg done for black people? But then you got to juxtapose that to what have black people done for themselves, because we haven't been in actual chains or shackles since 1863. We've been in mental chains and shackles. Our captivity is mental and is fed by white supremacy. I'm not saying that they're not trying to keep you mentally captive. They definitely are trying to keep you mentally captive. But that's where, Bob Marley, free yourselves from mental slavery. Only ourselves can free our minds. Everything begins with the words that you speak. They are spirit and they are life. You can't agree to something that you're not. You can, but it's to your detriment. So now, all of the people that keep on messing with me, I'm asking you, where are all of these political action committees that are putting forth your words and the spirit and the life that you want? What's putting forth the spirit and the life that you want, the life that you imagine? What is it that in fact, a lot of people don't even know what they want. Oh, I want to be free. So what does that mean to you? Have you really thought about it? Have you put it to words, to use, or whatever? And certain things are what? They're not practical. They're impractical. They really are. A lot of stuff that we, just like, okay, we're going to start a revolution. This is one of my favorite ones. Okay, so you're going to start a revolution, and then where you going to go? Where's your sovereign land? Yeah, it was stolen, right? So you got to put together words. That's why they have lawyers and priests, people who put words together. Why? Because it's a thing of power and control. It's power and control. That's what it is. If you believe those words, just like, I know, like you speak stuff over people. Oh, he ain't nothing. He ain't good. He blah, 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 blah. Without any substantial proof or anything of what's going on. These words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. So where are all of these? So for all y'all militant people, where are your political action committees? Why aren't y'all knocking on the doors of Congress? If the system is messed up, why don't you fix it? That's what I'm trying to say. You can fix this system. The system has, if you go and study, the system has ways that it can be changed. And then you just got to show up with so many people and show up with so much protest and so much political action that they have to give you what you want. Just like it's ridiculous to believe that y'all going to sit up there and let Mitch McConnell talk about confirming a Supreme Court justice before the election. You got to do everything you can to keep that from happening. Why? Because then the court will be conservative. And these are lifetime appointments, and that's another thing that needs to be changed. Lifetime appointments should be done away with. Nobody should govern forever. And that's what it is. Certain things, the electoral college, we complain about it, change it. It can be changed. There is a constitutional way to change. And it's not just black people. And that's the thing. You can't, you know, people say black people can't be racist, but they can be prejudiced. And they can be hateful. So we won't call them racist, but if you're hateful and you're prejudiced towards every white person, see, what you don't get is the universal law of oneness. We all got to live on this planet. I believe, you know, and even though, you know, Dr. King, what did he say? Content of your character. Not the color of your skin, the content of your character. Because when we die, if they take all the skin off of my body and take all the skin off a white man's body, guess what? We both look the same on the inside. We cannot continue, you know, we got to do all this together because white folks ain't going nowhere neither. We ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. So we got to learn to live what? As brothers and sisters. You can't be like, oh, you know, Black Lives Matter, but then everybody else's life don't matter. Then you got people arguing about that, which is stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. But where are your political action committees? When the Republican Party, when those folks who formed the Tea Party and they weren't happy with what the Republicans were doing, they weren't happy with their own stuff. And they was in power already. But what did they do? They started organizing and meeting and going into the halls of Congress and saying, look, we need this stuff to change. We have the right, according to the Constitution, all right, and the Constitution. Yeah, there probably needs to be another constitutional convention because the country is not the same as it was when the Constitution was originally ratified in 1776. It's not the same people. The Constitution is for rich, white, male, land, and business owners, period. The Constitution was written for white, male, landowners, and business owners, period. Everybody else, no matter what color you are, what gender you are, what gender you identify as, it wasn't written for you. There are things in there, just like the whole thing, the 18th Amendment did not end slavery. It just changed the way slavery is carried out. Now I falsely accuse you, put you in jail, put you in prison, and now you are what? You are a slave again. The Constitution still says that you are 3/5 of a man. Still says that. If you're black, you're 3/5 of a man. If you're a black woman, you ain't nothing. You don't even get, and that was all done. What was it? It was a business move. It had nothing to do with racism. It had to do with business. It was so that I could tax you. So you don't get, for a slave, you don't get taxed for a whole man. You only get taxed for 3/5 of a man. But it's still in there. And these words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. So you have to change the words. You got to change the word. You got to change it up. That's the fight. It ain't got nothing to do with all this. Y'all ain't nobody gonna talk about a race war. Who gonna win? That's what the Civil War was. Who won? Everybody died. People were still dying even after the war was over. People were still dying. Why? Because there was no food. People were off of plantations. People stayed on plantations that really didn't want to be there. But what? Where are they going to go? What were they going to do? What were they going to eat? Where were they going to live? Not thinking. Just thinking with your heart, but not with this. So where are your political action committees? Where are you storming the offices of these Democrats that y'all so mad at? Y'all have never held anybody accountable, but you expect for people to just be accountable on their own. And my daddy, God rest his beautiful soul, He used to always tell me, he said, man, people don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. 15 minutes is up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I love you.